start the video. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Girl. Happy Monday to everybody. The diva is under the weather, a little bit under the weather. And so I was like, I need to come down here and make my videos, but we do need to talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So do we want to talk about that one first, or do we want to do, I think I want to do two videos in one for Salt Lake City. I haven't decided because I have my notes here. And since I have my notes here, we might as well do it, right? Oh, okay, so let me find the notes. RHOLSLC. Oh, I have a lot of notes. I just don't remember the ending. I don't quite remember the ending of it. So we'll have to probably skip over it. I'll stop where I stopped writing notes. So I hope everybody is doing well. I had a restful weekend. I had to rest the majority of the weekend because I am at the age now where if my body feels like it needs to rest, I'm going to listen to her and rest. And I'm not going to be doing the most, right? I'm not. I rested the whole weekend. I was in the bed watching all of those videos, like all of these videos, commentary on D4Vid, the singer, and all the developments that are coming out regarding that whole situation. I'm glad they found her body. I'm glad that as neglectful as her parents seem to be, that they have some closure on knowing that they're, where their child is and her body is, even though it was parts of her body, it wasn't her whole body. I was talking to I have a 16-year-old, and I was talking to him about it because he knows who D4Vid is. He's the one that actually came home and was like, do you know D4Vid? And I had already heard the story, but I didn't know who he was. And so he knew he was because he plays Fortnite. And he was telling me that he was on Fortnite last night, playing Fortnite last night. D4Vid. He was like, yeah, he was on there last night because we could see, you could see who's online. And he was online and he had a deal with Fortnite. He lost his deal with Fortnite, with Crocs, with Aeropostale, and somebody else he had a deal with. He's lost all his deals. He's turned off or canceled his tour dates. I really think that he killed that girl. Either he did it or him and somebody else did it, but I believe that he was very much involved in her killing. And what's really sad about it is that these boys growing into men, like, I know that I always say you shouldn't be dating anybody. If you have teen in your age, you shouldn't date anybody who doesn't have teen in their age. But I think once you get to the age of 16, 17, and 18 and 19, children that are in junior high school, 12 and 13 and 14 years old, middle school, you should leave them alone. I don't think that a 17-year-old needs to be with a 13-year-old. It's just not the same. It's like junior high and high school. If you are in high school, you should be dating somebody in high school. I even think it's weird for like a senior to date a freshman. I think that's weird in itself. And I asked my son, I said, why do you think, he was like, I don't understand why these men like little kids. He's like, I don't understand what that's about. Why do you need to mess with a little kid? And I asked him, what do you think? What do you think? He's like, because it's taboo. I said, no, it's because it's for domination. It's for control. Because I explained to him, when you are a child, you tend to listen and take the guidance of someone older than you, right? That's how you're brought up, to take guidance and listen to somebody older than you. So when you're dating someone older than you, you're gonna be easily impressionable, easily manipulated, easily coerced, easily to do all of these things, whatever it is that they want you to do. They can convince you and like get your mind. And I told him, I said, your brains don't stop developing until you're 25. Then I had to re-explain to him, this is something that I feed constantly to my sons as they're growing up, because I discourage romantic relationships with teenagers. Even though I was a teenager and I was in a quote romantic relationship with another teenager, I as an adult feel that it's wrong. I feel like I should have been discouraged, even though we are trained in coming of age films and people having sex for the first time when they're teens and stuff like that. I just think that it's wrong. Even though I was a teenager and I had sex, I still think it was wrong. As an adult, I think that children should be discouraged from entering romantic relationships. And why? Why do I feel that way? I feel that way because you're not in control. You're not in touch with your emotions, right? A lot of adults aren't in touch with their emotions, but as a child, growing into developing, growing and developing, you have emotions that you don't understand, right? You're going through puberty, so you have these new emotions that you don't understand what's going on. And so you don't have time, right? Because in a relationship, part of being in a relationship with someone is getting to understand their needs, their wants, their quirks, their ticks. It's getting to know that person. If I'm 14 and 15 and 16 years old, I'm still trying to learn my own emotions and being able to manage my own feelings and understanding what all of these feelings mean. I don't have time to try to figure out what you're going through, because we're probably going through similar issues as teenagers in going through puberty. You don't have time to worry about what I need and what I want, and I don't have time to worry about what you need and what you want. I asked my oldest son, he's 18 now. I said, if you ever came in here with a 13-year-old, I will beat your ass. I told him straight like that. He started laughing. He was like, no, you don't have to worry about that. But I'm just saying, it's not okay, and it should be discouraged. The fact that she was 13 years old and had the ability to have a boyfriend is wrong. That's why I say her parents are neglectful. And her mother saying, oh, she had a boyfriend named David. She's 13. What is she doing with a boyfriend? Why isn't she going to the fucking Baskin and Robbins with her friends? Why isn't she doing things with her friends? Why is she participating in slumber parties? But then you have this guy who's 17 years old at the time, right? And he is homeschooled, so he doesn't really have a social life. So he might be operating under arrested development, right? And his mind and his emotional intelligence might be that of a 13 to 16-year-old boy, even though he's now, I think he's 20 now. He's 20. He's born in 2005. And this girl just turned, she's dead. So she didn't turn 15. She died when she was 13 or 14. She's been missing for a year. She just had a birthday. The day before they found the car with her body in it, her birthday was the day before. And then September 7th, he keeps putting out songs on September 7th, her birthday. It seemed like he was obsessed with the little girl. And I feel like he did kill her. I feel like he did kill her, and they need to look at his manager as well, because everybody recognized that Tesla with Texas plates on it sitting in front of the house that they raided the other day, and they got a computer and some other things out of there. And you see her on stream with him, like she's literally in relationship with him. And then there was something in the Discord where he was saying, me and my girlfriend have a baby on the way. A baby? So you was really laying on top of a 13-year? It baffles me, and I want to chop people's heads off for being with children. And I was telling my son about, I was like, yeah, I was like, yeah, you're like, they're still in your peer group, so it's a very blurred line when it's like a 17-year-old and a 15-year-old. That should not be happening. I just don't think it should be happening. Anyways, he he would have a casket at his shows. A casket? Why is there a casket here? Why are all these songs having death themes? All of these quote love songs and emotional songs, why are they all about death? Romantic homicide? And then I was telling my kid, I said, when you're in your peer group, their lines are blurred. But Shannon Sharp is a 57-year-old man laying on top of a 19-year-old. To me, that's sickening. And everybody should be looking at Shannon Sharp, not making jokes about him being with the quote Becky who took his money. This was a teenager, a child. She is a teenager, a child. Whether the law says she's an adult at 18, biologically, she is a child. So biology overrules the law. I don't care what they fucking say. So the biology is that the child doesn't become an adult biologically until they're about 24, 25, 26 years old. You're not an adult. You're not. So you, a 50, 60-year-old man, 57-year-old man, he might as well be 60 years old, laying on top of a teenager, playing BDSM games, you need your motherfucking head chopped off. That's how I feel about Shannon Sharpe. There's nothing funny about that fucking dumb buck. There's nothing funny about it. He was literally laying on top of a 19 years old, 57 years old. No joke should be made about that. Whether she was a legal age of consent or whatever, she's still a teenager. She's still a child. She's a child. A child. A 57-year-old man laying on top of a child. That is what she is. And I'm tired of these news reports saying that Celeste was 15. She was dead already. She didn't get a chance to turn 15. So she was 13 when she went missing. That means she was messing with, that was in 2024, 2023. So that would make him 18, 19, 20. She was 11, 12, 13. She went missing when she was 13. She wasn't found until a day after her 15th birthday. So a year she went missing. Her parents need to be investigated as well, because there's no reason why that little girl had a boyfriend at 15 years old, at 13 years old. She met David when she was 11. And then you know that they were doing something. He knows that what he was doing was wrong because it's in the lyrics. Plus, she was always hiding her face, always concealing her face. But that black hair and her facial features they're too pronounced for you not to look at that little girl that he's in the video with on a stream. And she even says, we need to delete this stream. Yeah, because we see you, little girl. You are a child. You don't need to be in any proximity to these men. And I really feel like it's because he was in homeschool that he didn't have connections with his peers. So his brain is probably at that level. Because what are you talking about with the 13-year-old? Like, and then trying to get her to get a tattoo, like that type of stuff. Like, why does she have a tattoo at 13 years old? Like, what are y'all doing out there in Lake Elsinore? What's going on? Y'all just turning your kids out? You know, there are certain groups of people who just turn their kids out, right? Bat mitzvahs, quinceañeras, all those things where they're literally coming of age at 13, 14, and 15 is wrong. Because you're essentially saying that they're of age now. They're not of age. I'm so disgusted by that story. And I hope that they arrest him and that he is tried and charged and convicted and placed in jail, and see how those men in jail treat you, because you only 20 years old and you need to be in jail for the rest of your life. You do. That's how I feel about it. So that's what I was doing all weekend, child, is watching these things about David and him. He even comes from like a church, like, you know, he learned instruments and music in church, and he started playing Fortnite. And then as he's playing Fortnite, he would post them online with an overlay of music on them, but he would get copyright strikes. And his mother told him, why don't you just start making your own music to put over there? And he found an app, started making beats or whatever, and then started making music. All of this stuff started happening when he was like 17 years old. And before he was even of age, he already had, like, one of his videos has I think 1 billion views. Like, he became really popular. And now when you look at the comments under his songs, these people are realizing, like, I was like literally vibing out to this man confessing killing somebody. A lot of people think that his music it's like like confessions, right? And then he has a song out that was unreleased called Celeste. Now they're trying to say there's two Celeste. Girl, I don't believe it. You're in too many pictures with this one Celeste for there to be another Celeste. Because why aren't there the same amount of pictures if there's another Celeste who was of age that they called Cece? Everybody needs it. And then they said their Discord, they're on the Discord saying to purge the Discord. That's how you know they're children, because you need to tell your children, if they don't know, that your digital footprint does not erase. So whether you can go in the Discord and start deleting shit, they can subpoena the Discord server, whatever's been deleted, they can retrieve everything. Every single thing you thought you deleted is retrievable. So while y'all are in the Discord, in David's Discord, trying to purge the Discord and get rid of evidence, you're literally aiding and abetting and getting rid of evidence that can convict somebody for killing a child. The fact that you're trying to purge his Discord so y'all don't get in trouble, you are going to get in even more trouble for deleting stuff off the Discord. And you're in, what do they say? What do they say about an investigation, like getting involved, tampering with evidence, getting involved in an investigation? You don't need to be getting involved. One boy, he was underage. He tried to expose him, and he was, railroaded by the record label. He was supposed to do a beat, like have some beats with David, and they said they pulled the song or whatever like that. I really think that he killed that little girl. He did. I feel really sad for her entire family, but her parents, I don't know how she was 13 years old with a boyfriend. Y'all let your 13 and 14-year-olds, y'all out there, let your 13 and 14-year-olds be in romantic relationships when they don't even understand who they are. What they need to have a better sense of self before entering into a relationship, especially now that we understand how boys to men are socialized. There's no reason why he thought it was okay, and he knew it wasn't okay. That's why he kept concealing her. Every picture that he's in with her, her face is concealed in some way, but enough so that you can see that's Celeste.
I media trained you.
No, you didn't.
That's controversial.
It's controversial of raping kids.
Really good.
Okay,
It's been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my! Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes. Everything goes. I media trained you.
And her life is over, running after a boy. I know her parents probably feel they might not, because they were letting their daughter, she was running away. No, we're not playing those games at all. Let me see if there's any updates on David. "14 hours ago, hometown vigil held for Celeste Rivas. She was not 15. She died when she was 13. They need to stop saying that girl was 15. He's 20 years old. He turned 20 in March. She turned 15 in September. She would have turned 15 in September. She deserves justice. Untangling the death. That girl was 13 years old when she went missing. She was killed when she was 14. I'm tired of them doing the story like that. But let's look and see what's going on with the news. Vigil held, tour dates removed. Okay, this was 2 hours ago. Vigil held for 15-year-old girl found in Tesla, registered to singer D4Vid. A California community held a candlelight vigil on Sunday for 14-year-old Celeste Rivas, whose dismembered body was found in the trunk of R&B singer D4Vid. Celeste was reported missing in 2024, so she would have been 14. This says 13 or 14. That was the year that she turned 14. When she was only 13 years old, she went missing. Authorities said her remains were discovered inside of a Tesla to the singer, registered to the singer at a Hollywood tow yard on September 8th. I feel heartbroken, devastated about hearing the news. I don't know Celeste personally, but this hits home, Lake Elsinore resident Gabriel Flores told the news. He canceled the rest of his tour. His home was raided on the 17th. So hopefully an arrest will come soon, because the people are online. Like my son said, he was like, the people are online, them online investigators, they're doing more work than the cops. And I'm like, well, you don't know what the cops are doing. You're able to see what these people are doing, but you don't know what the cops are doing. But even so, when people were trying to go to the cops about his inappropriate relationship with this girl, because men, they ignored the girls and said, and they thought because they weren't in California that they couldn't make these claims, where you can make these claims. But all of them kept saying, well, we don't have any evidence, we don't have any evidence. And I know that he was probably telling her to keep things quiet. She had a bunch of fake Instagram accounts and stuff like that, but the internet sleuths are on it. They're like, oh, this account followed this account, and this account follows her mother, and this account follows her aunt, and this account follows. They're on it. So I hope he's arrested soon, and I hope that he goes to jail, because absolutely not. So let's see. We'll talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City later. All right, let's see what's on Hollywood Unlocked. The View finally addresses Jimmy Kimmel's controversial show pulled by ABC. No one silences us. Girl, you work for ABC. They Sinclair, an affiliate, is trying to silence y'all. That the company that wanted Jimmy Kimmel to pay to apologize and give a donation to the family, girl, that man. Fuck that man. Fuck that man. I don't You should, if you have taken the position to be like, we don't talk ill of the dead, girl, he's just a dead fucking racist. That's all he is a goddamn dead ass bigot. That's all he is. He deserves the only grace and compassion that he deserves is going to come from the people who love him. No grace, no compassion, no nothing should come from the people he hated. And it makes you know better. I don't care what your religion tells you. It makes you know better. You don't get a fucking moral high ground cookie. You don't get a moral high ground granola bar. You don't get a moral high ground trophy for saying that you don't speak ill of a dead bigot. When the View finally let's listen to what they say.
Did y'all really think we weren't going to talk about Jimmy Kimmel? I mean, have you watched the show over the last 29 seasons? Yes. So no one silences us. And to all my friends in Italy who reached out, you have to know it's okay. We're still here. We're still broadcasting. And when the news broke last week about Jimmy Kimmel's suspension, we took a breath to see if Jimmy was going to say anything about it first. We did the same thing with Stephen Colbert. Then our show was on tape on Friday. But we are live here today, and we're getting into it now.
All right, well, I don't know what they said. They needed permission. They can talk about Kimmel, no problem, but they're not going to speak on Kirk. They always have her say the controversial stuff first, or am I tripping? BS, they had to wait for clearance. I love Whoopi, but don't lie to your people. Y'all had to check in first. You see who they had make the speech. Nah, y'all just got approved to talk about it. Why would they speak on the issue before he addresses the public? They don't break bread with him. They had to make sure to not say the wrong thing first, which is okay. They normally don't care, but ABC, I'm sure, told them to hold up. Yeah, because that Sinclair Broadcasting Company is a broadcasting company that broadcasts and sends out programming of propaganda. That's why we tell you to be mindful of the media, because the media also creates narratives that have, like, the fact that they're creating a narrative around this dead bigot is insane, but it shows you that we're in a system that's upside down, where people who are known to spread hate and misinformation are being applauded as being someone who they just love the Lord. Yeah, but they are using the quote Lord in order to spread hatred. Where when the bottom line is God is love. That's it. That's the bottom line. That's it. So if you are a Christian, a so-called Christian, running around here saying that we don't speak ill of the dead, I'm sure you can find in the Bible where they rejoice someone's death who was a tyrant, who was terrorizing people. Since when do you applaud terrorists? Oh, only the white nationalist terrorists is the only people you get to applaud? No, they get drugged through the mud too. Fuck him and his whole fucking family. Says here, Erica Kirk says she forgives the man accused of killing her husband.
Girl, shut the fuck up. That young man. On the cross, our Savior said, Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do. That man, that young man, I forgive.
She's really trying to squeeze out those tears. And the Academy Award goes to exactly. Trying to squeeze out tears is crazy. She's quite the actress. They only need to investigate her for real, for real. Word to Olivia Pope. Anyways, what y'all want from McDonald's? I had no clue who this Charlie Kirk man was until he died. I'm telling you, I would see his face. I thought him and Ben Shapiro, they look like two versions of Norman Bates. Yeah, the psycho who killed his mother and had her sitting in a fucking rocking chair and would go up and talk to her and would kill other people who stayed in the hotel. That's who them two motherfuckers remind me of. Chucky Kirk and Ben Shapiro look like two variations of Norman fucking Bates, the psychopath. I would see him in them little teeth, like all his features in the center of his face, and that little bridge that he has for his teeth. They're like all his teeth are like right in the. It's like it's weird. Even his weird smile, just that the motherfucker looked like a weirdo. I didn't know who he was. I would see him. I don't watch Jubilee unless like Amanda Seales was on there. And who else did I watch on there? Ramin, that is a man. He's a liberal. I think he's Palestinian or Iranian. I don't know where he is, but I watched that with him. But I don't watch nothing that has to do with white nationalism. I don't watch Candace Owens. She's a white nationalist agent. I don't watch nothing of them. I don't watch it. I don't ingest it unless somebody sends it to me or something like that. But I'm not willingly going out to look for, because I'm not interested in watching people have discussions that have no ending. There's no ending. There's no resolution, because these people want to make sure they stay in possession of being the majority in the United States, and they're losing possession. So they're taking out all stops to make sure they don't lose possession of being the majority population in the United States. That's the problem. That's the problem. That's the reason why the abortion laws are in place, because they want women to make mistakes and wind up with a baby they can't get rid of, wind up getting pregnant. They can't terminate the pregnancy. They want you to keep having white babies. That's what they want, because that's the only thing that's going to help them maintain possession of the United States, because they fear that what they've done to other people will happen to them. So fuck that lady, fuck the Kirks, fuck their whole family in the booty hole with no Vaseline. That's how I feel about it. Fuck all them people. Olandria is unreal. She really looks like AI. Like she is like perfection. Her body, everything. Ooh, shit. She's beautiful. My God, today. Girl, Amanda Bynes. The eyebrows, get out of here with them eyebrows. Amanda Bynes looks like she has roaches on her face for eyebrows. Get them off of your face, girl. All right. RayJ calls out stars, including Kim Kardashian, as he claims no one gifted subs to streamer Kai Cenat while appearing on his stream. I can't stand RayJ. RayJ is nothing but a jester. He's a jester in the court, like in the court where the kings and queens. He's the Joker. He's the Joker. He's the maniacal narcissist Joker. That's what he is. I believe that. I'm not a doctor. I cannot diagnose people, but I believe RayJ is a malignant narcissist. There's no coming back from his behavior. He is absolutely abhorrent and disgusting to me. And when I see him on any grand stage, charming people, it makes me sick to my stomach to see how well he can charm people while he's sitting up there with a slight smirk on his face, knowing good and goddamn well all of this is a joke to him, and you are the joke is on you. Anybody entertaining RayJ, the joke is on you. He's the Joker, but the joke is on your ass. I don't know what happened down to Kai Cenat's stream. They said RayJ started acting the fool. I don't know. I told you I was out for the count this weekend. I was catching up on the David story, so I don't know what happened. But let me go and see if I can find what happened. RayJ had a hard on at the sleepover. A 44-year-old man doing this in front of kids that are in their 20s still will never be okay. How are you brick up in a room full of brothers? Because y'all love each other. Stop acting like y'all don't love each other. The only reason why y'all don't fuck each other is because you are homophobic. That's the only reason. And that's the society that created the homophobia, where you have to say pause and everything. Y'all really want to fuck each other. Stop fucking playing. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. This is mad, weird, and suspect as hell, because what would get you bricked up in a room full of younger boys? Him wanting to fuck them. What do you mean? What are you talking about? These niggas fuck dead bodies and chickens. Don't you think they want to fuck other men? That's probably more safer than fucking a dead body or a fucking turkey down to the Butterball factory. Go look it up. Them motherfuckers was down there sticking their dicks in turkeys. This is weird. His ass is weird. Then they say he slammed celebrities for not giving donations. Girl, let me go to the neighborhood talk and see what's going on. Okay, let's see what else is going on. What's down here? Who is this? Okay, let's see. Tucker Carlson compares Charlie Kirk to Jesus while speaking on their deaths. Why don't we just kill him? That'll shut him up. Girl, if you don't keep your mouth quiet, your little bow tie gonna be spinning. Okay? Shit. It says Chloe Bailey's reaction to DDG gifting her a money gun. She was very uncomfortable for the rest of the live. I can't. These just men, like, oh. I told y'all about that story. I told it to my son when I was telling him, we were talking about the David situation, and he was like, what was he doing with her body for so long? I said he was probably having sex with her body. He was like, what? And I was like, yes. And I told him the story about this woman that I saw on TikTok. I don't know if the story was true, but it could be, because men. And she had sex with this guy. A few weeks later, she started to have a bad odor in her poom poom. She started itching, and she went to the doctor trying to figure out what was going on. The doctor told her she had bacteria in her vagina from dead bodies. So the man that she was having sex with was putting his dick in dead bodies. Let's listen to it.
Chewable without the gelatin. Skittles have no gelatin, but Starburst does. I was sick, and I'm not gonna lie. I have popped a couple pink Starbursts in my time. Anyways, so any chlorophyll, even with my to a bowl without the gelatin. Skittles have no gelatin.
You're not gonna be. Let me tell you something, you little fucking. These niggas, the wet girl. You're not going to be able. I'm telling you, that is. I'm unsuitable because you're not going to be able to harass me, to stalk me online. It will. It will be over for you. I don't. I don't. I do not have the patience for men. I don't care if they ever get it together. I don't care. But when I see, like, I was just in the dentist office, orthodontist office with my son, taking him to get his braces and his, things done, the follow up, tightening and rubber bands and shit. There was this girl in there. I think she just got her braces off because they were talking about her retainers. She's in high school. She's going to a dance of this boy that she's dating. She bought her dress. It's his dance. She bought her dress, and now he's changing the color. She bought the dress of the color that he said he was going to wear, and now he's changing the color. So she has to go buy another dress. She was talking to the dental people in the back. I interrupted. I said, "Don't you dare buy another dress." I told her. She looked around. I said, "Don't you dare buy another dress. It's easier for him to go find a different color suit than it is for you to find a dress. Don't change your dress." But it's his dance. I said, "I don't care." I know she was looking at me like, "Who the fuck is this lady?" I was in a whole nother room listening. I was like maybe 2 feet away from her. She was standing at the counter, and I was in the other little room where you wait. And then she went on to say that her ex-boyfriend, who is in a relationship, this is what I'm telling you, kids don't belong in relationships, because her ex-boyfriend, who is in a relationship, is stalking her. These are her words, stalking her. The lady in the dentist office was like, "What do you mean he's stalking you? Like following you around or following you on social media?" He's liking all my pics on social media. Block him, I said. And then I just went back in my phone. I know she was like, "Who the fuck is this lady?" I'm always going to give you advice that serves you. Don't you change your motherfucking dress. Make him go get a different suit. I don't give a fuck if it's his dance. And she was like, "He has me doing all the planning." If you ever see your daughter auditioning to be picked by one of these motherfuckers, you better cut it out. Cut that shit out. I'm so sick and tired of seeing that shit. I'm sick of it. I saw another video, red flags, of these women excusing their husbands. The husband made a woman's lunch for her. He gave her 2-day-old Chipotle, something else, and then a bag with dog food in it, talking about, "Because you're my dog." Fuck you. You will be out. I am so sick and tired. And then when you tell girls to leave them, that's just his personality. Well, his personality is fucked up, girl. If y'all see these young girls in these fucked up relationships, y'all need to speak up. I don't even care if you don't know the girl. Speak up, because there's too many people in her life thinking that it's okay for her to be planning his dance. He got a dance. He invited her. She's doing all the planning. Fuck that. When I tell you I'm sick of it. Sick and tired of this shit. These men mistreating women online, and they come out and defend the man, talking about that's just his personality. His personality is fucked up, boo. Get rid of his ass. Move his ass around. And if you hear these little girls, he's liking all my pics. He has a girlfriend. I said, block him. That's it. Nobody in the office was giving her advice. Nobody told her, "Don't you change your dress. Make him change his. It's easier for him to go rent a different color tuxedo than for you to go find a whole new dress." Nobody was saying that. And I said, why aren't these women telling this girl? Because they probably feel it's none of their business. It is your business. We are a society. It is your business. Just like them little boys was trying to tell the cops, and them little girls was trying to tell the cops on David, a 17-year-old fucking a 13-year-old. And they were dismissed and discarded and told them, "Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it." No, it's your responsibility. If you hear your nieces, your nephews, and you can hear them talking about their relationships that they're in, correct it. Don't let them go through. I hope that what I said to that little girl, she remembers it. I'm not changing my dress, and I'm not planning this. This is your dance. He changed the color of his suit. He's doing that to inconvenience you, and your stupid ass is auditioning and making sure that you're getting picked by him instead of somebody telling you, don't you dare change your dress. Sick of this shit. Okay, I'm gonna roll some weed up, and then we're gonna come back for another video. Y'all take care of each other, and I'm dead serious about that. When you hear these young girls having these conversations about boys and how they're being treated, inject into their brains something that's different. Let them know, first of all, you don't even have to be doing this. That's number one. You are not required, because you exist, to be in a relationship with a boy at 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 years old, thinking you're going to be with this person forever. First of all, there's no fucking forever for nobody. People get married and they divorce within 8 years, and the majority of the people filing for divorce are women. So what the fuck does that tell you? And then you guys are not requiring these motherfuckers to have any. That's why I say it's a woman's responsibility. These men are not going to change until the women are deprogrammed. I want you to hear this before we leave. This girl saying how much she loves to be single. Listen to her. Hold on. God damn it. Piss me off. Mariah the scientist. Young Thug was on the internet the other day with the camera up close to his face. You let that dirty he don't even look like he's ever exfoliated in his life. And you let that motherfucker put his face in your pussy and get on top of you and put his dick inside of you? Somebody needs to intervene with Mariah the scientist, because you're stupid. Girl, don't piss me off today. Here it is. Listen to her.
Being alone. I love my own company. I love my friends. I love not being with a miserable man who makes everything so hard. I love not having to explain myself to anyone. I love not dealing with a drunk. I love not dealing with an asshole. I love not having to teach a man anything because they never get it. I love not having to try to get somebody to care about me or to have empathy for me, because the people that I surround myself with already do, and also I do. With each passing year, I seem to care about less, love myself more, and just be so much happier. I need more women to know, especially the women who feel stuck in a relationship or a situationship, that there is so much beauty on the other side when you don't waste time investing into someone who isn't growing, who isn't capable of growing or capable of seeing you or supporting you or uplifting you. There is so much more to life than men and kids, but you have to trust in yourself and believe in yourself and go out there and find it. Being alone, I love my...
Some of the comments. I'm 59. I wish I knew this at your age. Kudos to you and the rest of your life in front of you. That's what I'm saying. The younger and younger that you can recruit these girls to decentering men, the culture will change. But if you're not correcting young girls, nothing's going to change, because they're just going to be fed the same shit we were fed. And I don't understand why nobody is turning around to say, let's correct this. How do we correct this? We have to tell these girls to decenter romantic relationships, decenter men, decenter the thought that you have to be in a relationship, that your value is tied to being in a relationship with a man. Cut all that shit out. And if ever, I don't care. To me, it's my responsibility. If I hear a young girl talking about her planning, doing all the planning for this boy's dance, and then at the last minute, he changes his suit color. Girl, no, we're not. I told her, I just said, I leaned over to her and I said, don't change your dress. And then I said, it's your day. And she was like, no, it's his dance. I said, still don't change your dress. I still have the same advice. I said, it's easier for him to find a different suit than it is for you to find a new dress. And all the women in the fucking dentist office is shaking their head. Yes. Why the fuck didn't y'all tell her? We have a responsibility. And the younger you can recruit these girls to decentering men, the fucking tides will change. It's the women and the girls who need deprogramming. We've been getting groomed since we were little girls. If you have an opportunity to cut that shit off and cut that mindset, do it. I don't give a fuck if it is a stranger. Do it. It is our responsibility to do that for these girls so they don't end up like us. The earlier they know to decenter romantic relationships, the better. Decentering men is the cheat code to happiness. I'm telling you, single 6 years and I love it here. I love not being criticized. This one girl was on TikTok crying her eyes out, talking about her husband came in there while she was taking a shower, boyfriend, husband, whatever partner, male partner, came in there while she was taking a shower, telling her she was fat and all this other stuff. You motherfucker. Next time you in the shower, I'm going to drop a fucking toaster in there, bitch. That's how you got to treat these motherfuckers. Girl, I love not having to try to get someone to care about me or have empathy for me. Hits so hard after narcissistic relationships. Nothing more lonely than being in a bad or even mediocre relationship. People don't understand. It's addictive. Well, you need to unaddict. You need to detox. I think this is starting to become more common theme with women. I have never been happier at 56 being single. I don't even crave a man. It's very freeing. That's what I said. I don't know where my comment is. I think I just left. I think I just said period. Get out there and find what? You said you get out there and find it. What's it? Not a man. A man is never it. Marriage is never the answer to any question, and having a man is never the answer to any question. Or it's not going to heal you. It's doing nothing. When I heard Stephon Diggs tell Cardi B, men don't heal. Men don't heal. Men don't do the healing. They don't. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. They don't. They're not even socialized to do that. They're not. You do the healing. You're the healer. But you don't heal people. You allow them. You don't heal people. You don't save people. You give them a safe space to heal themselves. That's what healers do. Make sure that you have a safe space to do that. I'm not doing the healing, but I will provide you a safe space for you to do your own healing. I will do that. But I'm not here to heal you. That's not my fucking job. What if you don't have a ground to fall back on? You got to build one. I love not dealing with a man who's never ever satisfied me in bed. So much better without a man. The only one that said it was addictive that I saw the profile picture was a black girl saying it was addictive. All these other comments are white women. I love not dealing with a man. So much better without a man. I've had so many long-term relationships with good-looking, charming men. It's so much better being alone and hanging out with with only people who uplift you. Women are recognizing this and can be a whole lot happier at peace without a guy. You have to inject that into girls very early. There are so many girls in relationships right now that they are wondering, what the fuck am I doing here? And no one is telling them, you don't have to be there, girl. No one is telling them that. It's for me, my duty and my mission. If I hear a girl, I don't care who they are. If I hear you talking crazy about some boy or some man, I'm going to inject what I know is correct and correct that shit and cut it out and put something in her mind. Whether she heeds the advice or not, she's going to remember. I was talking to this people one day and this black woman just interrupted the conversation and was like, don't you change your dress. And you know what? I'm not changing my dress. It's easier. She was right. It's easier for you to go find a different color tuxedo than it is for me to find another dress to match your funky ass tuxedo, nigga, that you rent. And she had to buy her dress. Now I want to let you listen to this one. Oh, look at this baby with their hairy face. They have so much hair on their face. This is a little baby too. Is that a filter? That baby has so much hair. Look at his eyebrows. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. They turned off the comments because people are probably being mean, but he's just a little hairy monkey. So cute. Okay, hold on. Let's listen to this. And then I have something else I want you to listen to. So the caption reads, if you're a man who meets a woman who hates men, here are 4 ways you can respond. All right, let's listen.
Это у нас среднеазиатский филин, самка, красивая птичка, которая любит держаться.
If you're a man who meets a woman who hates men, here are 4 ways you can respond. 1, don't say not all men. That's invalidating as hell and shifts the focus onto you as an individual instead of acknowledging the collective responsibility men carry for the harm they have caused. And yeah, you're part of the problem, my guy. When was the last time you interrupted a woman in a meeting, or stayed silent when your friend was being a total creep, or brushed off a boundary because you thought you knew better? Those may not feel like violence to you, but they are acts of harm, and they're part of the same system that makes women feel unsafe. 2, don't center your feelings or turn it into an argument. I get it. It feels personal, like you're being attacked by a woman. How dare she? And if that just resonated with you, big red flag. But it's not actually about you. It's about the system you benefit from. She's not inviting you to prove her wrong. Your job is to just listen and sit with the discomfort without making it about defending yourself.
It's not your job to prove me wrong, but I'll tell you what, anything I say down here, you can't prove me wrong. You can't, especially when it comes to the socialization of men. You can never prove me wrong. I'm always going to tell the truth about the situation. Whether they want to lie and turn shit upside down and gaslight and deflect and do all that shit, what I say is the truth. Ask your nigga sitting next to you if what I'm saying is the truth. They may not like how it sounds, but they know, oh, she's telling the truth. Oh yeah, ask them.
3, don't ask her to teach you how to be a good man. As tempting as it is, don't just hand her the homework. You can figure that out without asking her to do free labor for you. Read bell hooks, listen to podcasts, follow progressive women creators. The internet is free. Come to the table with the basics already covered. 4, behaviorally, over time, show her you're safe. Words count for something, but not for much. What matters is consistency. Do you respect boundaries? Do you hold your guy friends accountable when they're being horrible?
No.
Do you do the work in therapy? Your behavior is what proves you're not part of the problem. If you're a man,
didn't I tell you these niggas don't know no 8 shit niggas? Ask if you know 5 men. Ask them, are any of your friends ain't shit niggas? None of them. They all stand up guys. Are they? Just like that quote I told you the other day. I know a few women who have been raped, but I know that there are men who don't know any rapists. They don't know any rapists. But when you know that they don't know, you know that they know rapists when a woman, a public figure, has been raped and comes out and accuses a public figure of rape, how then men come to the defense of the rapist. Watch them. That's the motherfuckers you watch. How are you defending a rapist? You know what I say? This is my comment. I'm going to read a couple comments and then we're going to go. My comment, let me find my comment. Oh, let's see. Where's my comment, honey? There's a people having a lot of comments. I just saw protect your energy. Hold on. I'm not explaining shit to no motherfucking man at all. Hold on. I put it on Threads. I know I can find it on Threads because I put it on there. This is what I said. I said I gauge where a man is by asking him if he's an ally to women. And if he doesn't understand what that means and starts hemming and hawing, then I know that he's not a safe person to be around. I actually don't desire to be in intimate partnerships with men, but if I have men around me, I need to know that they're safe. And that's how I find out if they're safe. Are you an ally to women? If they don't understand what that means, then he's not a safe person to be around. And it's not your job to teach him shit unless he pays you. I have gotten to the point where let me know, because what they want to do, what I tell you, they get your ass on a motherfucking carousel and start spinning that shit at 500 miles per hour. And then when they got you dizzy enough, they crank it backwards, 450 miles per hour. They want to get you in a rhetorical, circular conversation where there's no end, and all they want to do is win the conversation. And they'll be asking, well, tell me how and do this. Don't you explain shit to a motherfucking man unless he pays you. You understand me? Here's my Cash App. If you get, well, tell me what I need to do. Here's my Cash App. Then I'll explain to you. I'll send you my invoice first. Then I'll be more than happy to explain to you how you are in a fucked up socialization and you're leaning into your socialization and you're going to end up alone with no friends. You want me to explain that to you? Here's my Cash App. Here's my Venmo. I'll explain to you. I'll be more than happy to explain. But you better not be doing no free fucking labor. You're not a mattress. You're not a maid, and you're not a mule. So you don't need to be doing no work, carrying no shit on your back for a motherfucker. Do you understand me? Do you understand me? And if you hear these young girls talking this crazy shit, you cut it off immediately. I don't even care if they're not talking to you and you just happen to be in earshot of something. Let me offer you this. Why don't you consider telling him to find another color suit? Because it's easier for you to find another suit than it is for me to buy another dress. Consider telling him that, because you don't need to buy another dress. He can go rent a different color suit. It's very easy. Because all these niggas is doing is rent tuxes to go to their fucking wedding. And if you don't understand the grift, even paying for a wedding, you taking a motherfucker's name, but the woman has to pay for the wedding? If y'all don't see the grift in that, traditionally, the bride's family pays for the wedding. How is that possible? You done sold your daughter off to another family and you have to pay for the wedding? And she takes his last name as a piece of property?
I am tired! I'm tired! I'm tired!
I'm done talking. I was going to read a couple of these comments from if you meet a woman who does not like men. That's me. I don't like you motherfuckers. I don't like the way that you're socialized. I don't like the way you show up to relationships, all relationships, your familiar relationships, your platonic relationships, your romantic relationships. I don't like the way that y'all show up. And I'm going to speak against it every single time I get an opportunity to speak against it. I don't like it. I'm trying to lift up this reefer and put it in the roller. Let me read some of these comments from this post. Girl, these motherfuckers. TikTok star E. Kane shows the aftermath of her house after BD destroyed it. You fucked up material things. You're breaking my heart as well. She needs to, first of all, that boy is gay. And he's angry that he can't live in his truth. And he takes it out. You know who E. Kane is. Her name is Erica Kane, down on TikTok. Cute girl. Ratchet, gutter snipe, hood. Has a boyfriend who beats her up. They fight all the time. And now she's showing him fighting. She's pregnant, number one, again by him. She's just finished school. Like she's doing, even though what the crazy part about women, they can be going through so much shit, but will still maintain their job, still maintain going to school. Meg the Stallion is a great example of that. That bitch was shot and she still finished school. She still did all the things when the rest of society wanted her to roll over and die for what was happening to her. She still persevered and went through. That's why I don't understand why Jonathan Leatherface Majors went and got a perseverance award from Hollywood Unlocked and it wasn't given to Meg the Stallion after these motherfuckers have been terrorizing her for, I don't know, 5 years. And she still is exceeding and excelling and going up. She should have got the perseverance award, not a motherfucking violent ass man who chokes women. He hates her. This ain't love. Yeah. And then you spend time as a quote homemaker, making sure your home is nice and neat and clean and tidy. And then these motherfuckers get mad and start destroying your shit. How many people have been through that? They start destroying your shit because you know everything in the house. You done made it a home. So you done decorated, you done all the things, and then they go around kicking up everything, kicking shit, knocking shit off the walls and shit, and have no intentions of fixing it or paying for it or anything. Let me go back and I'm going to say this. I'll come back on the next video and talk about E. Kane. Where is that post for that man so I can read some of the comments from them?
If you're a man who meets a woman who hates men,
how do we get this into the boys' algorithm? See, when a person from marginalized group is expressing their grievances to a person with privilege, sometimes it's best to sit down, shut up, and learn something. Can you send this directly to their phones, please? Like one of them when iTunes gave us the YouTube album for free. Remember that? And then what's really telling is that there are thousands of women out there just hoping, wishing, and praying with their fingers fucking crossed that these men will get it together. And y'all gonna be stagnant, waiting for them to get it together. I said it the other day and I'll say it again. I'm not waiting for white people or men to get it together for me to understand what liberation means. I don't depend on them to get it together, because when a system benefits a person, they don't want to get it together. They want it to remain. So they'll do everything for the system to remain in place. You don't have to participate in that system. That's what I keep trying to tell y'all. But y'all, I can tell that y'all are still waiting for men to get it together. Can you send this to the boys? Can you send an update to their phone so they all can get this message so they can start treating us right? Fuck them. If they don't ever treat you right, you don't even have to be in proximity to their asses. How about that? Have you ever thought about that? No, because you think you're down here. Your soul was placed in this human body to be in a romantic relationship with a fucking weirdo. Why would a man want to date a woman who hates men? They ain't picking the ones who are raising their hands every time they say something. They ain't picking the pick-me's. Pick me. Because y'all will always be there. We need the ones who talk like this. We need to silence them. We need to control them. We need to put the women who run with wolves, we need to put them in cages. We need to subdue them. We need to quiet them. We need to call them crazy. We need to say they're bitter. We need to say all the shit that makes it seem like what they're saying is not true. But everything I fucking say down here is the fucking truth. The difference between men hating women and women hating men is that when a woman hates her oppressor, whether or not it is you specifically, it's never violent. When men hate women, it is. We live in a societal structure that only allows violence towards women, but increasingly promotes it, be it via religious justification or just toxic patriarchal beliefs that men are always owed something from women. It's exhausting for women to live in fear. Men have their egos hurt is simply a natural consequence for treating women like lesser. Who is this? Shout out to Katie. And I hate to say it, and I hope I don't sound ridiculous. Black women be the last ones to get it together. While y'all are still trying to chase the idea of white women get treated better, well, white men treat white women better. That's a lie. And they down there telling you it's a fucking lie. And that they, in order to protect whiteness, will deal with an ain't shit motherfucking white boy. They'll tell you. And while y'all still chasing a white woman's dream and the way we never were, June Cleaver's fucking life, that's never going to happen for y'all, especially with the group of men that you're race loyal to. Ever. Never, ever, never. We're always the last ones to know because you're still trying to chase an idea that never existed. Women, black women be so happy to be stay-at-home moms. Y'all look ridiculous to me. Ridiculous. And if you don't have your own motherfucking money, you look even more fucking weird. If you are in 2025, the year of the electronic fucking car and the solar powered home, and you're depending on a man, you're sick and you need help. You need to get in therapy. There's no way in the world you should be dependent, financially dependent on a man. Ever. Never. Don't you ever put yourself in a position like that. or even take pride in it. There's nothing that my man takes care of me. Girl, you sound stupid. Are you a baby? Are you a toddler? No, you're not the toddler. You're actually the one doing all the work while you tell your community he's the head of household. I said I was feeling under the weather. Can you tell? Tired of this shit. I almost didn't say nothing to that little girl in the dentist office, but I was like, oh hell no. What kind of dance are you going to? I said it's your day. She said, no, it's his dance. I said, it's still your day. Even then, he needs to change his tuxedo. Don't you dare go and get another dress. And he told you at the last minute that he didn't change his tuxedo. He didn't change the color. She was like, she even said, he didn't tell me. He didn't tell me. He told me a different color. Girl. Here's an eating popcorn while reading all men being upset and taking it personally about their own patriarchy they built for themselves. Right. But like I said, patriarchy hurts men as well. But if they can get a gap, they can get in that gap where they can find a woman who agrees with patriarchal ideas, where she believes she came from his motherfucking rib and that he's her leader and that he's here to protect and provide for her. If they can find a woman in that gap, even though the patriarchy has their boot on their necks too, these men are dying by suicide in crazy numbers because they can't deal with the pressures of living in a patriarchy. The roles that you have assigned to them to be protectors, providers, all this, they can't even do it. They can't do it. You're giving them jobs that they're unsuitable to fill. They don't have the skill set to do it and haven't been required to have the skill set. They can just enter into a relationship. You audition to be the maid, the mule, and the mattress, and he gets to tell everybody he's the head of household while you do everything. There was this one comment I want to read from this black man. Let's see what excuses he made. BJ Watson. This is not helpful. It's fundamentally unfair. Can you imagine a man in a patriarchy saying something is unfair? This advice, while well intended, isn't about mutual respect. It's about unilateral capitulation. Let's cut to the chase. The core issue is about justice versus appeasement. Appeasement is what you suggest: apologizing for things I didn't do, accepting collective guilt, and centering her feelings while dismissing my own right to be treated as an individual. This is indeed pandering and lacks integrity. Justice is what a dignified approach should be based on. The principle that every individual should be judged on their own character and actions. No, no, because you are all socialized the same. Whether you lean into your socialization or not, I don't know until I know that you're a safe person to be around. And when you start making excuse for the collective of how men are socialized to treat women, then you try to other yourself. And in 3 interactions back and forth, you are going to show me that you're an unsafe human being to be around. And no woman should feel safe around you. You don't need to pander, apologize for men, or to accept blame to be a good man. A good man has self-respect and holds himself and others to a standard of fair treatment. His primary duty is to own integrity, but y'all don't. Who are you talking about? You are not talking about the collective of men. Another take on Jeff's words would be his call for humility from any man in this situation. Are you assuming that listening, which may require you not to capitulate to your own defensiveness, to be pandering? And he's not going to come back with a response because his response came from ChatGPT. These niggas don't talk like this. Capitulation, girl? They don't talk like that. Not no nigga named BJ Watson. Capitulation is not in his vocabulary. He got that from an AI source that it's giving AI. It's really giving ChatGPT. It really is. All this applies to being in a group in power over over and marginalized identity. First, identify structural harm and power structures. Lots of content out there about this. If someone is telling you that your behavior or thought process is harmful, go look it up. Cis folks while interacting with trans folks, straight folks while interacting with gay folks, white folks while interacting with people of color, Black, indigenous, and people of color, abled folks and disabled folks. Didn't I say white, male, heterosexual, Christian? I'm telling you, that's the box. That's the box. And anything outside of the box, they want to make sure they put you in the box or tell everybody that you're crazy and bitter and salty or whatever. This is a good comment. Typically, when people hate men for my immutable characteristics, hate me for my immutable characteristics, I stay away from them. But I guess if you're into being shamed for things you can't control, sure, try to please people who will continue to despise you. And you hear the comments from the men all taking it personally because men see themselves as a collective identity. Bros before hoes, the bro code, the blue code. It's always, men are always going to take the side of men and then make it a personal thing without recognizing and acknowledging how men show up in society. I just got finished talking about men fucking dead bodies. I just got finished talking about men who don't know any ain't shit niggas. Ask a man, are any of your friends ain't shit? They will tell you no. And I guarantee you, out of 10 of them, 8 of them ain't shit. About 2 of them might not lean into their socialization. But out of 10 men, 8 of them ain't shit. Go look that up on your goddamn chat GPT. Shit. Typically, when people hate me, what? I do not like the way men are socialized, and I'm going to speak against it every single fucking day. And I have enough examples to speak about it every day. Every day. I got enough material to speak on it. I would even look at women leery who are even suggesting like dating coaches and stuff like that. I would look at all of them weird, especially giving the numbers and the data and the research and the studies and the anecdotal evidence over generations. And y'all still trying to figure out how to be in relationship with these motherfucking weirdos. Okay, I'm done talking. Y'all let me know what y'all think of the comments that we talked about or the stories that we talked about. Take care of each other, protect your energy. We're going to come back with another video and I'm going to smoke a little bit and then we're going to come back. All right, take care of each other. And like I said, if you hear groups of girls talking about boys and what they're saying about boys and you hear it's the same shit you was talking about and the same shit sent you through the fucking food processor and the garbage disposal, cut it up. Cut that shit out. Cut it out. What is it? Cut it out. Cut it out. Stop it. Inject something else into their language, into what they're speaking about, because we know that we were all groomed like this. We were all groomed like this. So when you hear girls falling into their socialization of auditioning to be partners to these weirdos, doing things that look like they're being a maid or a mattress or a mule, cut it out. Say something against it. Speak against it. If you don't have enough language to speak against it, send them a clip of mine. A clip of somebody else on the internet talking shit about these motherfucking men and how they're socialized to interact with women, especially in a romantic relationship. Show these girls the numbers. Show them the divorce rates. Show them that the most people filing for divorce are women, and tell them and show them why. And then let them make a rational, logical decision. All right, I gotta go. Take care of each other, protect your energy. Peace.